The Great Big Dorset Hedge came about as a project from the Dorset Climate Action Network's land use team. So we had quite a few meetings where we were groups of people thinking about what's most important as a project to promote. Would it be tree protection? Would it be wetland restoration? What could we do that's the most important thing for nature recovery? With the inspired help of Michael Dower, the most wonderful man ever, who sadly died last year, but very important in nature recovery across the UK for most of his life. We were sort of inspired to look at the hedgerow side.
Back in the 1970s, CPRE were involved in the Hedgerow Protection Act, which was introduced in the 1970s to protect hedgerows. For example, anyone who wants to take down or remove 20 metres worth of hedgerows has to apply for planning permission, and CPRE were certainly the instigators of that. In the years followed, we have certainly encouraged people to take notice of their hedgerows. Hedgerows are very important for wildlife, carbon capture, providing food for all the wildlife. It's a lovely thing to see in the landscape, the patchwork. Many people appreciate that.
Hedgerows have so many benefits. They fit within the farm landscape. They have so many benefits to nature, to environmental services, flood protection, shelter, that it's something that fits very well with a lot of people as something that they can get involved with, they can understand, they can connect to. They fit within the urban landscape as well as the rural landscape, so it's not excluding groups of people. We want everybody to start being able to enjoy and help nature.
I volunteered to take part in the Great Big Dorset Hedge, and my reasons for volunteering are very simple. I enjoy fresh air, I enjoy company, I enjoy exercise, and I like nature. And it allows me to combine all four of them, which is something I thought I would need when I retired 2 years ago. And I was fortunate enough that this came up. My wife saw it and said, there you go, that's the sort of thing you'd love. So I volunteered, and now I'm here.
And I think this is probably my fifth outing with them. And it's just a great day. You meet some great people, like-minded people. I'm doing a biology degree at the moment with the Open University, so there's a little bit of a connection there. And I think, it's just nice to be able to help assess hedges to hopefully improve biodiversity.
The project has now extended to the point where we're connecting in with farmers through the environmental land management system, and we're very pleased that this is all coming together as quite an important project that we hope will have a lasting effect.
Why we have the hedges surveyed? Because they're incredibly important environmentally. They are very important to the look of any landscape, and it's all due to management, and we haven't got the time or the expertise to survey them properly.
No, or know what the next move should be. And the survey done by all you lovely people is hopefully going to help us to come to proper conclusions.
And we haven't had any survey done for about 15 years, I would think. So it's going to be really interesting to see what has changed in the meantime. We've undertaken quite a lot of hedge laying and proper trimming, and it's going to be really interesting to see what changes have been made, whether it's an improvement or whether we've gone backwards. But I think of myself and my wife too as custodians of this place. Any farmer should be a custodian. They take the farm on and they hopefully improve it, and in the long term, when they finish, will leave it in a better state than they found it, and then it's up to the next generation.
In 2021, CPRE introduced a new initiative called the Hedgerow Heroes Project. Initially it started off trying to reinstate at least 15 kilometres of hedgerow throughout the country. That was very successful, and 3 years later that project is still running. More recently, Dorset CPRE applied for Hedgerow Heroes funding along with the Great Big Dorset Hedge project, a fantastic project that's been initiated last year. We were unsuccessful, but the good news is that CPRE did give 5k worth of funding to the Great Big Dorset Hedge project, and that has certainly helped to kickstart some new initiatives. We're very pleased to support it in many ways by promoting the initiative to our membership, through our newsletters, through articles, and also some of our members have joined hedgerow surveys like we are today, including myself. I've been on 7 so far, really enjoy, get out in the fresh air. And also we're helping the local farmers to map the state of their hedgerows, and hopefully in future that will help them to get some additional funding from the EALMS when it's introduced and so forth. And certainly a lot of things that CPRE doing is pushing the government to take more notice of hedgerows and increase them by at least 40% by 2050 as part of a net zero initiative.
So the reason why I'm doing it is because I care passionately about wildlife, and I'm very worried about the decline of wildlife in our countryside, particularly English countryside. And I know that habitat of a hedge provides homes and a living for lots of different species, from birds to insects to small mammals. So any project which is doing something to restore hedges and encourage farmers to plant more and to look after that habitat seemed like a really good initiative to be involved in.
I'm interested in wildlife, and it just seemed a really good idea to come out and join the groups and walk around and survey the hedgerows to see that they're in good maintenance and hopefully restore the bad ones and help the wildlife in the country.
I've been part of Dorset Climate Action Network project, the Great Big Dorset Hedge, since its inception. We began exploring the methodology to survey hedgerows about a year ago, and I've done a bit of help with that. And once we started surveying the hedges, I became a survey coordinator and helped train people up to understand how to do the job, and then sent them off independently to carry out surveys. I joined the project because as a citizen I wanted to do something for climate change. One feels rather helpless because it's such a big thing, but doing this has helped me to learn things about nature, learn about the trees, the individual trees that make up the hedgerows. Some of the trees are just wonderful. They've been there standing for centuries, and it's a privilege to be able to see this landscape. Dorset, West Dorset particularly, is a fantastic county for hedgerows and trees, and it's a wonderful thing to do.